28th of July, 8:41 AM. 3 years since Mum passed away. She's in our thoughts all the time. Travels with me. A couple of little bears here that she gave me. One on my first trip, and I think one on my second trip, and they've been with me ever since. Well, I got my camp spot last night, and I thought, right, I'll get here, and no one will bother me. No, well, they didn't bother me at all, actually, but they pulled up within 50 metres of me. Or just outside 50 metres, something like 50, 60 metres away, and you think, well, blimey, there's an awful lot more room than that you could have hidden in, but anyway, I can understand why they parked what they did, I guess. The problem was I had the jetty going last night, and I ran it till about 10 o'clock at night, or some such thing like that. Anyway, I had no complaints. If they were complaining, they were grumbling to themselves because they didn't come down and speak to me at all. So anyway, Charters Towers is our next port of call. I spent way too much money on fuel this week. I've done 3 big days. Hughenden through to our first stop, and then 300 and something or other at the next stop, and then I've done another 200 and something since then. But it is what it is. Well, the sulphide thing seems to be working pretty well. I was able to get a decent phone signal last night, and I was also able to do my net stuff as well. The initial quality signal was poor, but it's managed to boost it, so that's good. But so far, I think the investment's been pretty good. So the next thing now is to get a decent antenna on the thing. I just grabbed the cheapest one that was there, just a, I think a standard 9 watt or something like that. But anyway, we'll see where we go from there. Meanwhile, I had a look at the map last night, and righto, from here on in, I'm on familiar road. I'm travelling along towards Mount Isa. And had a look at the surrounding roads. And the only one I haven't been on is the Wills Development Road between Julia Creek and Burke and Wills Roadhouse. So I figured, well, I might do that, and then I'll come back down the Burke Development Road to Cloncurry, which I have done before. We had done the Wills Development Road from Burke and Wills across to oh shit, what's the name of the place? Anyway, over here, the Gregory Downs is what I'm thinking of. Over to Gregory Downs and then north to Burketown. Well, they bitumenised the road since we did that. That was back in 2010. That's not marked on my maps here because I bought the GPS after that. I bought it in 2012. But anyway, I figured, well, look, I'll do that road, and then that will just about cover most of the major areas that I wanted to see, certainly out west of Queensland anyway. And then see if we can get into Northern Territory and spend maybe 3 or 4 weeks there, 2 or 3 weeks there. And then hopefully by then things might have settled down a little bit in South Australia, and I might be able to sneak back home across to Nullarbor. I really don't want to do it from the top end again. Then we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, camping for 2 or 3 days. There's a spot out west of Charters Towers. There's a river crossing there, and the railway line's right alongside of it. I've stayed there before for a couple of nights. So we just might Might try that one and see. Well, we'll see what else crops up in the meantime. Meanwhile, I've got to get to Charters Towers, I've got to get some water, fuel up again, and then we're on our way again. So that's the scenario to this point in time. 8:47. Now a word from our sponsors. I noticed yesterday it looks greener up in this part of the world to what it was further south and west. I noticed a couple of dams they've got here on the sides of the road, and they're chock-a-block full to the brim. They have had rain through here in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think. Came in, because we're not that far from the coast. 150, 200 kilometres at the most, maybe. And the weather tends to come from that way. Certainly this time of year anyway. We've got a hill called Mount Windsor to the left of us, just to the west. And according to the GPS, we're coming up to a photo point, so we'll see if we can see anything. My eyesight, it's not a bloody photo point at all, it's an A7 on the map. Told me we're on highway A7. Oh well. But Mount Windsor is still on our left. Head the hill with all the towers on the top. Only a few kilometres out of Charters Towers now. They came in from the west last time. Somehow or other we ended up going all over the place. Trying to get my way into town. Charters Towers to the right, Hughenden to the left. Towers Hill in front of us, the lookout and all the rest of it. A lot of World War II memorabilia and memories in those hills. This was a strategic point during the war in their defence against the potential from the Japanese. I think we need to pull over and find out where the dump point is, and we'll start from there. Need to fill up with water as well, so hopefully there's a water point at the dump point. But we have a destination. Let's see if it's right. Certainly some period housing through here.
Meters, turn left onto Devereux Street, then arrive at your destination on the right. Take the next left onto Devereux Street, then arrive at your destination on the right.
So there.
recalculation. Take the next left onto Hughenden Road. In 350 meters, turn left onto Dundee Street. Recalculation. Turn right. In 180 meters, turn right onto Dundee Street. Recalculation. Take the next left. 160 meters, at the end of the road, turn right onto Devereux Street, then
So at the railway station. This is the railway station. We'll turn right here onto Gill Street. Behind the toilet, she said. That red rooster on the left that was there, we've got a sign here telling us there's caravan parking up to the left. So we have our water. Well, those we wouldn't stretch that far. So I had to drag out the old canvas one, the one that winds up into the winder. And that hasn't been used since 2013. So anyway, it reached, it did the job. That winder thing's a good idea until you actually start trying to wind stuff back into it. Then it doesn't work all that easy. It's made of plastic. I suppose really what I should do is have a look and see if I can find a decent, half decent hose winder and grab that and see if I can fit it in the boot. My Anaconda jerry can. Can't close the bloody thing. I don't know, somehow or other, it's either the lid is bent or something's going wrong. It will not fit and will not do up. So that is next to useless. So more money wasted. It's done the job, but it's cost me already cost me a new filler. So that wasn't a cheap buy in the long run. Not that I was looking for a cheap buy anyway, as a matter of fact I was looking for a buy. That was the only one that was available to me at the time down in Mildura. Anyway, Bunnings didn't have any, so that was that. So we will take a run through town. Tell you what, it's a bit warm out there.
This is Charters Towers.
The first thing we noticed on driving into Charters Towers was the number of gorgeous old buildings. In fact, Charters Towers has over 60 buildings of historical significance. It seems that Charters Towers was born as the result of a fierce thunderstorm. Hugh Mosman, George Clark, John Fraser and their horse boy, Jupiter, had been prospecting to the south of what is now Charters Towers in 1871 when the horses scattered during the storm. It was while searching for the horses the next morning that the first tower's gold was discovered. The party registered their find as Charters Towers. Charters for WSEM Charters, the Gold Commissioner, and Towers because of the conical-shaped hills in the vicinity of the discovery. By the end of 1872, some 3,000 miners inhabited the new field. Literally hundreds of shafts were sunk during the lifetime of the field, and the ore raised was processed through many large treatment batteries. The goldfield did not reach its peak of gold production until 1899. During the period 1872 to 1899, the place changed from a rough settlement with bark and calico buildings to a thriving city of some 25,000 inhabitants. The city by that time had properly formed streets, some wonderful houses and many grand public buildings lining the two main streets. Water was pumped to the town from a weir in the Burdekin River about 9 miles to the north. Underground electricity was also supplied to parts of the main town area. The decline of mining following World War I also saw a decline in the population. For the Aboriginal community, the land has a spiritual meaning. Traditional owners, the Gudjal people, lived across the region for tens of thousands of years. Whilst Gudjal people have always lived in the region, many other Aboriginal people have lived in the area and travelled widely within the region concerned with not only the physical land, but also its spirits throughout history.
Well, that's so weird.
Different to what they start with.
Yeah, did they deserve that fate? Subway in the corner there.
It's information right in front of us.
Oh, it's park, of course.
No.
City Hall. Alright, stock exchange arcade on the left. I think this used to be an actual stock exchange, a rural stock exchange, they say.
This is inside City Hall in Charters Towers. It's an exhibition of photographs inside the City Wall in World War II. Just in the clarity of those photos. Now these things sound like real motorbikes. This is an AJS and the other one is a Norton, and they're travelling from Toowoomba to Toowoomba and they're going via Perth, going around the top way via Broome. A little bit of a problem with the Norton at the moment, but this is in the main street of Charters Towers. This is taken from the top of Towers Hill, looking down over the town. There are a couple of great lookouts which offer excellent views over the town and the surrounding area. The best is undoubtedly Towers Hill Lookout. It has interpretive displays and an amphitheatre where a film about the history of Charters Towers screens in the evening. Another local lookout is the Rotary Lookout at Bucklands Hill. The main business centre. Charters Towers saw huge concentrations of troops from both Australia and its allies during World War II. Soon after Japan ended the war in 1941 by bombing Pearl Harbor, North Queensland became the effective last line of defence in protecting Australia from invasion. As US and Australian forces battled the Japanese in the Pacific, Charters Towers became one of the largest staging posts for troops in the region. The US Army's 5th Air Force stationed several squadrons near the town. This is the remains of the chimney. It was here for the mine, the Pyrites chimney. It was blown up in 1942 because it was a danger to the aircraft, the military aircraft that were patrolling the area. This is the Burdekin Weir. Unless I'm very much mistaken, all these signs on the fence say no entry. Burdekin Weir Park is located approximately 17 kilometres from Charters Towers. It's the source of the city's water supply, which is pumped from the weir to the iconic reservoir on Towers Hill. There is a large picnic area with barbecue facilities, wood-fired, children's play facilities and public toilets. The park is open 24 hours, however no camping is allowed. There is no disabled facilities available and dogs on a leash are allowed in some areas. Ever since we were in the Carnarvon National Park, I've been following the story of the Kenneth brothers. They murdered a couple of people up there, the policeman and the park ranger, and they were basically the last of Australia's bushrangers. Well, this is where James Kenneth lies, Charters Towers Cemetery. The Charters Towers Cemetery is a large cemetery. And has a section devoted to the town's war dead. Time 10:31. So a couple of hours to get to where I'm at the moment. Go. Okay then. Royal Private Hotel. Claremont, Hughenden to the left. I should have gone left there. Oh well. According to this, I can go left at the top and go, or can I? No, it's a bloody cul-de-sac. Where is it? Yes, it bloody is. Where is it? Oh, it does go down. Well, we get ourselves into some little corners, don't we? This I think might be the way they brought me into town last time. Completely screwed me around. But I think we're going the wrong way now anyway. Okay, so where's that service station? That's what we need to know now. Okay, so we're fueled up. We're watered, we're fueled, and we're dump pointed. We have 4 cents because we happen to fall into a Puma fuel station. We'll grab those every day. Roads are open. Hughenden 243. Oh, what's happening up here? Police. Slow down, 60 kilometres an hour, military vehicles turning. That's right, there's a military exercise happening up here. Saw one of their trucks on the back of a semi-trailer going the other way. Bells Creek. Trucks. Whoa, shit. They're certainly not bloody using any call points. And there's a train. We got a train! And this is Homestead. Yeah, I could just about see that bloody truck and caravan at that point in time. Train. We got the engine in the middle, helping shove it along. I think it's 15 kilometres, so we're going to be where we're aiming for. Engines at the front, so two at the front, one in the middle. 5 kilometres. I just wonder how populated it's going to be at this time of day. It's 7 minutes past 12. There'll be some people will be set up and been there for the 24 or 48 hours or whatever it is. Camped around by the river, I'd imagine. Not that they've ever seen any water in it. But in season, it would certainly flow. Different colours here. The yellow, the grey, the green. She's chockers. Pretty busy. She's busy, alright. Oh, no, it's too populated here for me. But we got the train. We got it going through. So that's good. I like it when a plan comes together. Doesn't happen very often. That's the Campaspe River. Dry as a bone. see you coming, just go straight past me. You're clear.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too, bud. Billabong caravan, mate. When you're ready, you go past me. I'll back off for you as you go around.
Yeah, mate, I was just called up on the bloke in front of rain. What is it like, mate? Yeah, you know, you're right, eh? Oh, yeah, then. I'll come around, mate.
Go, right. You too, buddy.
Yeah, well, thanks, mate.
Oh, she's a busy road, this one. Which is what you'd expect, I suppose. It's the main road across the top of Australia. Well, the train going back the other way. Amazing, we've been beside railway lines the last week or so. No, it's a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. See 2 trains inside the space of an hour. A little one, that one. This should be Pentland, I think it is. Pentland. Up on the other side of the line. Gee, just for the hell of it. We might go over and have a look, just for the hell of it, because I don't think we did that before. Caravan park to the right. One track, look out for trains. Well, we know the train went the other way. It's the police station. The race course out the back by the looks of things. Sports ground. Someone's been collecting signs from all over the place.
like it could be some sort of machinery workshop, except it's a graveyard by the looks of things. This place lifts the tone of the neighbourhood a wee bit. One for sale. That's the Pentland Hotel. Station. School.
West on 8.
Swimming pool over on the right. Oh, it's got some facilities here. The swimming pool. I'm not sure what that is. The town hall maybe. It's written on the front of it, but on around the side of it. Rural Fire Service in there. I'd say that's the old goods shed. Oh, that's lunch. It's 20 to 2. Just over the road there, we'll get ourselves a HG, I think it is. Just sitting there. No plates. Falcon in the garage as well.
What a cute little place. Again, one wonders what the people who live here, what do they do? If you enjoyed this video, there's over 200 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and we'll let you know when our next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button. And if you weren't that impressed, please don't hit the dislike button. Instead, tell us why, so that we can do something about it. Thanks for watching.